Okay, okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. Free market report. We're here. I'm talking about Fed Day. Look, guys, it doesn't even freaking matter anymore what they do. Cut rates, raise rates. Let me explain this maybe another way here. The mechanism that is in place right now. First of all, it's diabolic. It's really the word for it. You now have the Federal Reserve buying it all. The Federal Reserve has become what you and I have said it would become starting from about 10 years ago, the lender and buyer of last resort. However, now they got the Treasury involved. And the U.S. Treasury is buying back its own debt, essentially cannibalizing itself to maintain the illusion that we're in. And this illusion is about to get even more real because I have something I want to cover with you guys. It's in your inbox right now if you subscribe to the Freedom Platform. 5 days. In 5 days from today, these morning videos will be no more exclusive to the Freedom Platform. And I want to say just overnight, at least another 100 of you have taken me up on my offer to give you a free subscription to the Freedom Platform. There is a link in the description of this video. Click on that, take advantage of the 7-day trial. And people, once you become a member, you can earn unlimited subscriptions for life, free. Period. I can't make this easy for you. I want out of YouTube. So do you. You like these commercials that show up all the time? You like the AI screenings for yourself and my videos, the scammers, the bots? No, I don't think you like that. So here I'm offering you an opportunity to get this for free. I don't know another way to make this easier for you, honestly. So follow me over there because 5 days. On Monday, you're not going to get a morning video. If you like these things, I'm saying just join me over there. Join us all over there. It's too easy. Link in the description of the video. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. The Federal Reserve right now and the Treasury are involved in a scheme, a scam. I don't even know the word for it right now. Artificially propping up the entire system, and now we have another mechanism. We have crossed over. What I'm talking about is intergalactic government spending. You thought this was bad before. Take every president combined, and now we've reached a new level of government spending. And they throw it in our face. They laugh in our face. Big, beautiful bill. Think about what I'm talking about. I mean, understanding the mechanism here that what they're going to do clearly and what they're setting up via this planetary debt spending into infinity. It's going to add to GDP. Government spending, if even if the government is spending on interest payments on the U.S. debt, is calculated as growth. It's calculated as growth. Make that up. And again, we're going to cover this at length in just a moment. But that's what's going on here. Soon, interest payments on the U.S. debt is going to be our largest expenditure. I want you to think about that too. And that means there's an inverse or a reverse relationship going on right now. And I was thinking about this a lot as of late, so I wrote this paper between GDP and the economy. And even the stock market, again, the worse off the economy gets, the higher the stock market could potentially go. Now, with regard to the Fed today, people don't sweat it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. We have full-on yield control. Okay. Now you got the Fed buying it all. You got the U.S. Treasury buying as well. Where does all that cash come from? Obviously, the Fed has to create it out of nothing, and the U.S. Treasury has to ask the Fed for the cash to buy back its own debt. Think about what I just said. Oh, what I just said. The U.S. Treasury has to borrow from the Fed to buy back its own debt. You want to talk about a system cannibalizing itself? Well, I think it's pretty much in your face. We're not winning anything. It's just more of a downward spiral as the economy and the middle class are being sucked dry of everything that they pillaged. The United States is being pillaged via the mechanism in place is the Cantillon effect. You all know that. We're all paying for it, unfortunately. How do you like that? Do you like being nothing but a means to an end for the 1% and 2%ers here? Every single mechanism in place right now is just robbing you blind and making the rich richer as they laugh at all of us here. There's nothing in place right now to stop it. Our industry is dying as well. Our dollar is dying. We're getting a new system, this tokenized system, unconstitutional, signed into law by President Trump. You all know that. This AI action, again, it's going to rob you of your job, your livelihood, and everything else. But that's what you voted for, correct? Or not so correct? Because if it isn't correct, speak out against it at least while you still have time. Bombard. The Truth Social. Truth Social. Make that up. Yeah, bombard it with, this is not what you voted for, what you wanted, what you expected, because it isn't. None of it is. And with you people out there, I want you here. You MAGA people, I'm calling you in, man. I'm calling you in. Raise your voice. You have one. You've been given a voice and an intellect by God. Start to use it. Now, going back to the Fed, there's no reason for them to do anything right now. I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm not even going to think about it anymore. It does not matter with this mechanism in place right now. We have full-on yield control. All the market cares about and all our politicians care about is how rich they're becoming. Because who owns 90+% of the stock market overall? It's not you. It's not me. It's the 1% and 2%ers. So the mechanism in place is going to be to inflate it even further. Now, if they can keep, and it looks like they are at our expense, keep the 10-year yield stable, hasn't really moved too much for the past, I don't know, man, it's been months now, via the mechanism of Fed buying it all, the U.S. Treasury buying back their own debt, borrowing that cash right from the Federal Reserve to do it. It's an incredible thing as debt expands on the back of that, not even just because of the big, beautiful bill. Again, government spending has gone intergalactic at this point, and they're going to count that no matter what they spend it on as growth. And the inverse relationship is, yeah, sure, GDP is going to skyrocket, but the economy, for people on the ground, we're being crushed. We're being pushed right through the crust of the earth. And wait till you lose your jobs moving forward. This AI action, this is going to infest like a disease every single aspect of the government, the monetary system, the health system, education, your job, everything. It's all going that way. So you believe me with this, okay? You want to sit there and suck your thumb off? Go ahead, do it. Soon you're going to be jobless. What they're doing here clearly is what we've outlined for over 10 years. They're creating more dependency on the system. And then once people become so desperate, they'll accept anything, even a tokenized system, which President Trump just signed into law. Oh, you didn't know that? The stablecoin token system, privatizing the entire monetary system while everyone was focused on Epstein. They did this right under the cover of darkness, in the dark, masked by the ghost of Epstein. Oh, that's what they did. And again, if you still believe you're going to find out who's on that list, you're really deluded, man. There's no way. We're talking about global power brokers on that list here, royalty in the literal sense, royalty. We're talking about military brass, presidents, including the current one. They're on the list. We know that. But because it's all ambiguous, things can go on as they are. This was floated out here as a deception, as a distraction. Keep you focused over here. Again, look there. Don't look over here. It's always the same story. We've covered this a million freaking times, people. Come on now. With regard to the rest of the market this morning, there's a little fear. Stock futures are flat. You get a little knee-jerk here into the dollar, not much. The dollar is a dying asset. You all know that. And it's being replaced by the stablecoin token system. Again, think about it. A privatized system where companies like Apple, Walmart, BlackRock can produce their own tokens. These aren't currency. They're certainly not cash. And you're going to get to use them. We're going back to the company store model, I did a whole video on this yesterday. I wrote a paper about it. That's what we're doing. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was the company store model where people weren't paid in currency or cash. They were paid in vouchers. And you were only able to use these at the store you work at inflated prices. What's going to happen here with this tokenized system, as they're collecting all your data, your biometric information here, you're going to be tokenized as well. Everything about you is going to become a tradable asset in this distorted Babylonian system. You like this? Is this what you want? This is what you voted for? How many of you didn't have the foresight to see this, although I warned about it over and over again? That's just where we're going for years. How many of you didn't see it coming? most of you, because you were conned. And it's not your fault that you were conned. The system itself is a con job of the highest order. So get the greatest con man of all time to sell it to you. I think you know what I'm talking about here. And it wouldn't have made any difference if the cackling camel had got in. Again, they're puppets. They could put a farm animal behind the Resolute desk. It doesn't matter. They, of course, would like to get the greatest salesman, in this case, con man of all time, to sit behind the Resolute desk. We haven't had not one comprehensive trade deal yet, but there are people that believe we have. We have had not one. What's happening here is you're still paying for it. Okay, every single one of these so-called deals here involves you still paying an import tax. How does that work? Is that what you signed for that? On sign? No, you didn't. Of course you didn't. No one would. No one that has one functioning brain cell would sign on that dotted line. But that's what we're getting, and we're winning. You know we are. Anyway, look, that's the situation right now. So people, look, this is in your inbox right now. If you do subscribe to the Freedom Platform. And again, over the past 2 days alone, at least 200 of you, at least 200, have taken me up on my free offer. And I want to thank you for that. Giving me one chance here, just one. Take me up on my free offer. Again, if you like it, if you say, well, this is something I want to be a part of, because again, these morning videos are not going to be here. Come Monday. Monday, everything's over there, except for my post-market. For those of you that swear to me that you can't afford $3 a month, I will keep my post-market videos out, although no more live stream, as you all know. For months, they've been cutting me off. This is AI screening. They don't want you to know this stuff, so they cut it off. So, okay, what I'm going to do is, for now, until they cut that off, is I'm going to do a post-market, but unfortunately it's recorded. And I loved the live stream so we can interact. But of course, this is a mechanism of control. That's what this is all about, including the new monetary system signed into law, completely unconstitutional by our illustrious president. And that's where we're at. And I know this is not what you voted for or what you thought you would get. So MAGA people, I need you. Please start to speak out. Join the pride here. We all have each other's backs here, okay? This is a real community where people care about each other. And yeah, you know what? We welcome everybody here. That's the truth. So anyway, GDP illusion has hit a critical mass, inflating life into a corpse. Lions, U.S. government spending has now gone interplanetary/galactic. With that, GDP should skyrocket as the government counts spending towards GDP. However, with the economy, it's quite another story. What has developed is a direct reverse relationship between GDP and the economy. At this point, we have officially crossed over. Now, this reverse relationship is a death loop now become visible. Death loops are all around us here. It's a self-feeding mechanism. It can't be turned off. Once you're in a death loop, it would take divine intervention to snap us out of this. Now, if we know we're in a death loop at multiple levels, and we'll finish this in a moment here, you're trying to tell me that our politicians, our president, our vice president, who are calling for a weaker dollar, who are calling for lower rates here and trying to sell you the lie that if we suck more purchasing power out of your dollar, that the world's going to jump for joy for our products. I really hope you didn't fall for that, because it's too stupid to be stupid, but it is what it is. So this reverse relationship is a death loop now become visible. Now, bottom line, we have reached a critical mass situation. Doesn't mean it's going to stop anytime soon. They're not done. Now, let's break this down in detail. This GDP death loop, when spending masquerades as growth. Okay, GDP has become a broken mirror. U.S. government spending has gone planetary intergalactic. As I said, GDP should skyrocket, as it will, as the government counts spending towards GDP. But the real economy tells a different story. Again, they could count, and they do. The interest on the debt, the government spending to pay interest on the debt, is counted as growth. How is that growth? Can someone here that's smarter than Greg, which is all of you, explain that to me? Let's move forward. So let's just break this down real quick for those of you who might not know. So GDP, gross domestic product, is consumption plus investment plus government spending plus imports minus exports. So when the government borrows trillions and spends it, GDP goes up. Okay, should make sense. But there is no requirement that this spending be productive. For example, paying interest on the debt, which is going to be a largest expenditure very soon. The illusion, spending equal growth. This is a broken slash inverse slash reverse system, even if the spending is burning dollars into the wind. And of course, devaluing it on a massive scale. And guess what? We lose. 1 and 2%ers don't lose. Again, the Cantillon effect. This is why. People, I can't tell you enough. I put videos up about this. I've done videos about this. I've posted papers about the Cantillon effect. Once you understand the Cantillon effect, it will be clear to you why both the President of the United States and the Vice President of the United States are calling for a weaker dollar. It has nothing to do with trade at all. It's about creating or exacerbating, fostering faster wealth transfer right up to the 1 and 2%ers. Once you understand, you see President Trump and Vance over there, they think you're too stupid to just look up, hey, what's the Cantillon effect? They can't tell you that. Again, it's hidden. It must be hidden in plain sight because it's right out there. This guy's been explaining to you this for, I don't know, 1,000 years. Now, let's cover this. The death loop mechanism. Here's how the death loop works. Government borrows more, spending surges, GDP looks strong. What happens? Investors and traders cheer growth. Stocks rise. Fed is pressured to ease policy. More debt monetization. Real economy declines as inflation, job losses, and debt crush people. The government responds with more fake stimulus. And again, look what the Fed is doing right now. What the Fed is doing right now with the treasury is a new extreme version of quantitative easing, and of course is pushing the stock market higher. Now, this leads to a repeat death loop. This is not growth. It's the illusion of prosperity atop a skeleton of a dying economy. Now, the inverse reverse relationship, GDP higher, economy contracts. Here's the paradox. See if I can read this backwards. Paradox. Fake GDP, government spending growth masks what is happening. The economy itself, real wages, manufacturing, U.S. industry, and small businesses, middle-class people, and household wealth plummet. All while GDP prints expansion. And I go ahead, make it up. Exactly what's going on. You can't make it up. We now live in a reverse world. The higher the GDP, the worse the real economy gets. The more government spends, the more the middle class dies, including small businesses here and, of course, our industrial engine. The death loop becomes visible when this inversion is undeniable, and we're here right now, guys and girls. Lions. Babylon now counts collapse as progress. Babylon now counts collapse as progress. GDP is weaponized illusion, a metric built to sedate the masses while wealth extraction directly from the economy and the middle class continues and accelerates. You can't make this up. I wish I could make this up. Reality has decoupled from official numbers. In fact, it has gone inverted. This is the final stage of fiat deception. Endless debt spending used to fake life signs in a dead body. Final thought, spending has gone intergalactic. I wrote galactic here. But the economy has entered the abyss. GDP is no longer a measure of growth. It is a measure of how much fiat oxygen can be pumped into the corpse of Babylon. That sound about right to you? I think, honestly, I got that one pretty good. I wish I could say that I didn't, but I think most of you would have to agree this is exactly where we are right now. Guys, listen, so with regard to the Fed, as I said, I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter. They're setting up something here. If the Fed does not cut rates today, you're going to hear President Trump blow his stack off. We need lower rates, which of course means you lose purchasing power faster out of your currency, which means the Cantillon effect gets exacerbated. The 1 and 2%ers laugh their way to the bank. And you bankroll it. Think about a situation here. Let's talk about something that I wish was fiction. Again, a mechanism to destroy the purchasing power in the currency to enrich the 1 and 2%ers. They're the ones who have access to the cash first. You get it devalued to death as it trickles down. The trickle down is the urine going down your back. The rich, the 1 and 2%ers are urinating on you. And it seems like our president and our vice president are loving every freaking second of it. Again, MAGA people, I need you. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you in. I welcome all of you here to this pride. We will have your back. Okay. Now, speaking of having backs here, people, again, take advantage of this. At least, please take advantage of my free trial. You got 5 days to do it before these disappear. Okay. So if you just want to take advantage of something free, like I said, over the past 2 days, over 200 of you have. It's a good number. There's a link in the description of this video. I wish it was 2,000 of you. It's free. You got nothing to lose. It's free. So again, click on the link in the description of the video. Take advantage of the free trial. If you so choose, you do subscribe, it will cost you an upfront cost. If you decide to do $40 for the year, it'll cost you just over $3 a month. You can do a monthly at $5. I don't know why you would do that. You don't like it, you can unsubscribe at any time. There are no chains here. Now, once you do subscribe, all you got to do, if you find this stuff important, is share the work. Get it out there. Refer people, and you will earn yourself points towards unlimited lifetime subscriptions. You like these commercials here? I know you probably have seen one or two already. Do you like the AI screening of me, of yourself, your comments here, the bots and the scams? You like all this? Here you have an opportunity to step out of it free. Only choice is, what are you going to do with it? Some people, even when they're offered something like an opportunity like this for free, they don't take this step. They don't do it. I don't understand why. What's the mentality behind it? I just don't get it. Anyway, love you guys and girls. We will cover everything later. Unfortunately, it won't be live anymore with regard to what the Fed does later. Doesn't matter. Anyway, just ignore it. It does not matter. But listen to the same language when it speaks. It, Powell, creature, vomitous mass puke that he is. And it does look like Scott Bessent may be our next Fed chair. I'm sure you guys love this man, George Soros' protege, who has not told one single truth since he's been chosen by President Trump to be the U.S. Treasury Secretary. It's amazing how birds of a feather flock together, isn't it? It's amazing. It really, really is. But that's the truth. Love you. See you guys later. You got some out of this video, let me know. Please share it. Get it out there. And people, I really hope to see you on the Freedom Platform. We're creating something here. And I need you. I'm not going to lie. I need us to band together with this. And you can do it for free. Love you.